Hello, and welcome, welcome to the Boobverse. It's a virtual reality experience that'll really challenge your preconceived notions of breasts, which really wasn't what I was expecting, but you know, it's virtual reality. Oh yeah, Boobverse. Boobverse. There you go. So yeah, the first level of the Boobverse, it just plunges you right into this big old tunnel of boobs, which at first was pretty hot, but it was a tunnel, and there were breasts like poking into the tunnel. You know, so in the VR thing, I walked up to them and, you know, I kind of just, you know, jostled them around a bit, and then I realized, like, I was in a breast, and it wasn't like some kind of, like, you know, it wasn't like that. It was like you know, in other video entertainment mediums where you like clip through the world and you can see through the ground. It was like that. It was like they started you out inside of a breast, and when I took my first few steps, my vision was met with this big pink wall, and I turned around and there was a boob, and I don't know if the technology is quite there yet. Yeah. But then, you know, I kind of just dove headfirst into this tunnel of boobs, all shapes, all sizes, huge pillowing breasts surrounded by tiny little ones that you could just kind of like swim across. But you know, all I could really feel like on my face was the foam here, the foam part of the headset. I don't think they've really put in the right, like, that. This doesn't feel like boobs. So that's kind of like, that's pretty much the tactile experience you're gonna get from the Boobverse right there. And it was kind of just like diving into an intestine, really, because like it just, you expect boobs to just be like protrusions from the torso, but this was a tunnel, and it just looked like intestinal polyps with nipples on them. So it was pretty bizarre. Not really what I was expecting from the Boobverse, much less the first level. So I went on to the second level. The second level. It was more of a flat plane. The second level, with giant. Oh God! Do we have a bucket?
What?
Do we have a bucket?
No.
Okay, I'll try to manage. There were huge, like 5-story tall breasts swaying in the wind, which at first was kind of hot. But you know, you're there for a couple seconds, and maybe it's the virtual reality. Maybe it's just the virtual reality. But I started to feel pretty fucking nauseous. I'm nauseous just thinking about the second level. Just I didn't know what to focus on. Like all this, like swaying and jostling. It was, and these weren't like pairs of breasts. These were just singular breasts, intermittently spaced, seemingly at random. And you know, you could walk amongst them like you'd walk amongst a forest. It was like a forest of huge swaying breasts, and they had a lot more viscosity to them. They weren't firm breasts. These were like sacks of oil, really, that were just flesh like. So oh boy. I went on to the third level pretty quick. Third level, yeah, okay. Third level was just this white void with one singular huge planet-sized breast. I don't want to say in the middle because I don't know if we were in the middle. Like maybe it was like a 2 scale. Like I'm just guessing here because I have no idea what the fuck was going on with this level. It was one gigantic breast. You know, I started running towards it and it wasn't getting any closer. So it must have been like in virtual space. It must have been pretty fucking far away. So it would have had to have been absolutely huge. As far as I could tell, it was a disembodied breast, just floating there in the white void. But I don't know, maybe the point of that level was to go and land, to make breast fall on this breast, and I don't know, climb the nipple, maybe find somebody there who was attached to it, like lying face down. I'm just guessing, because there was no point, there was no objective, like touch the breast, feel the breast. None of that. Like you'd think the Boobverse would just be about, you know, having fun, bunch of boobs everywhere. I don't know. It was some kind of esoteric voyage that I really wasn't prepared for. So I just asked them, you know, could you just teleport me to the next level? And that's about where I quit. That's about where I quit. The breast verse. Like was it even a verse? I don't know. It was like a linear sequence of levels with breast-like objects in them. I don't know if that's like my interpretation of a verse was like you'd go anywhere, do anything, but this was more like just a linear virtual reality video game than anything. But I stuck... Do we seriously not have a bucket?
No.
Oh. Okay. I'll tell you a little bit about the 4th level. So, 4th level, you're just floating there. No, which really churned my stomach for damn sure. And there were just these huge globules of breast that would sort of just appear and then morph back out of virtual space. It scared the fuck out of me, man. It scared the fuck out of me. I never wanted to see boobs that way. And I don't think anyone should. They just, like as soon as you saw one, it would just start like deflating out of reality. It was the same white void as the level before. So I couldn't tell that maybe it was just more of the 3rd level. I have no idea. But I found it really disturbing. And I don't think... I don't understand how you could have come up with such a simple, foolproof idea like this and made it so consummately fucked. This was supposed to be the Boobverse, and what we got was this cosmic fucking horror shit. How are you gonna sell this? How the fuck are you gonna sell this? This is monstrous.